Is he the person you plan to ultimately support for 2028?
He's a dear friend. My husband and him were very good friends. I think you remember when he supported him for Senate, and they had a great time.
Erika Kirk is making headlines again, this time for publicly throwing JD Vance under the bus. She recently sat down with the New York Times, and while parts of the interview seemed polished, there was something strange simmering beneath the surface. Viewers couldn't help but wonder, is there hidden tension between Erika and JD, something deeper that we're not being told? During the talk, Erika was also questioned about her stance on the Second Amendment. Now, considering that Charlie Kirk lost his life to gun violence, many expected her to change her position completely. But no, she stood firm. She said she still supports the Second Amendment, and her explanation shocked a lot of people. She stated that what truly frightens her is how society has reached a point where some believe that hurting others is an acceptable way to silence opposing views. That's not a gun issue, she said firmly. That's a human issue, and a deeply human issue. But here's where it got people talking when she referred to they. Who exactly is they? No one from official political circles endorsed what happened, of course. Sure, some extreme voices online made cruel comments, but mainstream figures didn't. Still, the way Erika framed it made everyone question who was she really pointing at. So the big question everyone keeps asking is, what really happened to Charlie Kirk? The tragedy was carried out by one disturbed individual, though no one seems to know what that person actually believed in. Some think he was just a reckless mind wanting to watch the world burn, not tied to any cause, just chaos for chaos's sake. Still, Erika's comments hit differently. She admitted there's a deeper issue, not just about politics, but about people.
Doing that race together, and he supported JD for that. I do have to say, yes, I mean, we adore JD, and my husband was very vocal about endorsing him, but I do have to preface this from the standpoint of, we have a tendency as humans to look past. We have very short attention spans and very short memories. I would ask that we enjoy the fact that, and maybe you don't, but I will enjoy the fact that my husband worked so hard for this past election, and I think it would behoove us to appreciate that hard work and enjoy the fact that we do have a president in office that we voted for.
She pointed out how a certain group of young men these days seem to turn to aggression instead of finding real ways to handle their problems. That's not just sad, it's terrifying. Society clearly has a bigger issue to face, but here's the twist. She also admitted that if access to weapons wasn't so easy, Charlie might still be here today. That part shook everyone, because even though she said she supports the Second Amendment, she acknowledged that accessibility played a role. Talk about a contradiction that no one expected. Then came the viral moment, the hug seen around the world. Cameras caught Erika embracing JD Vance, and suddenly the internet went wild. People started asking, what's really going on between them? She even said something that sent the rumor mill spinning, no one will ever replace my husband, but... And that pause was everything. When she appeared at the New York Times Dealbook Summit, reporters pressed her again about JD. The tension in that room, you could practically feel it through the screen. People can't stop asking, what is Erika Kirk always looking up at during her interviews? It made sense at the arena when there were fans in the upper seats, but now? There's no crowd, no lights? So what exactly is she staring at? The internet is confused and honestly a little creeped out. Some say it's just her thing, others think it's an act to seem deep and mysterious, but whatever it is, it's strange. Then came that moment in the interview where no one could even understand what she said. The words tumbled out in a jumble that had people rewinding clips over and over trying to figure it out. Commentators called it total word salad, and that left people wondering,
You make of Mamdani here in New York, and the reason I ask is he was somebody who really actually was able to persuade the younger voter. I mean, he really captured, but obviously on the complete opposite end, if you will, of where someone like Charlie would have been.
You know, it's so interesting because I lived in Manhattan for a while and I loved this city. I'm going to come at this from a female voter because a high percentage of his voters were female. I think there's a tendency, especially when you live in a city like Manhattan, where, again, you are so career-driven and you almost look to the government as a form of replacement for certain things, relationship-wise even. So
How does someone this unclear keep getting major interviews? Still, others are saying, don't count her out. Politics these days can surprise anyone. If she decided to run for Senate in a state like Texas, some think she'd actually have a real shot. Wild, right? But here's the part that caught everyone's attention when she mentioned JD Vance. Her answer was so confusing that people are still trying to translate it. From what anyone could make out, she seemed to say she loves JD, but that we already have a president doing good work, so we should focus on now, not 2028. The delivery was awkward, but the message may be intentional. And about that constant upward stare, people online can't stop making jokes. Girl, what you looking at? One person posted. Charlie ain't up there, another commented. Yet despite all the confusion, the New York Times keeps calling her back, like they know something we don't. The tension around Erika Kirk's public appearances has been growing by the day. What started as a simple interview has now turned into one of the most talked about viral moments of the year. Everywhere you look, TikTok clips, Reddit threads, YouTube breakdowns, everyone's analyzing her every move, every facial expression, every pause. It's like people can't decide whether she's hiding something or just completely misunderstood. And at first, the conversation was all about what she said. Now, it's about what she didn't say. Observers noticed how Erika dodged direct questions about JD Vance's recent silence. When pressed on their relationship, she smiled politely and looked up again as if searching for words in the ceiling lights. That little habit has now become a meme, with users captioning clips when your brain's buffering mid-interview.
You see things a little bit differently. What I don't want to have happen is women, young women in the city, look to the government as a solution to put off having a family or a marriage.
But jokes aside, the look on her face had people convinced she was holding back a lot more than she let on. Behind the scenes, sources say that Erika's inner circle has been working overtime to manage the narrative. After the viral hug heard around the world, JD Vance's team reportedly didn't want that moment to become political gossip. But the internet being what it is, people immediately turned it into a headline. Some fans claimed it looked like genuine comfort, two allies sharing a human moment after so much public tragedy. Others said it looked calculated, like an image designed to reset her reputation in the eyes of conservative audiences. Whatever the truth, that hug wasn't just a hug. It became a symbol of confusion, compassion, and controversy all at once. What's wild is how divided the public has become about her. Half of social media sees Erika as a strong woman surviving the unimaginable and staying composed under the harshest spotlight imaginable. The other half thinks there's something way too polished about her demeanor, too calm, too collected, almost like a performance. Comment sections are split between leave her alone, she's grieving, and something about her energy doesn't sit right. That mix of empathy and suspicion has made her one of the most polarizing figures online right now. The New York Times interview only added to that. When asked about her husband's legacy, Erika's tone shifted from confident to cryptic. She said something about purpose being revealed through pain, a line that immediately got picked apart. Some took it as a touching reflection about finding strength through hardship, but others thought it sounded rehearsed, almost like a campaign line. Every sentence she speaks now feels loaded with double meaning, and fans can't stop reading between the lines. Then there's the body language experts.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see.
And they've been having a field day. Viral TikToks are analyzing her posture frame by frame. One analyst claimed that Erika's repeated glance upward could be a subconscious response to guilt or anxiety, while another said it's a grounding technique, something people do when they're trying not to get emotional on camera. And of course, there's a third theory, is that she's using it to appear spiritual or visionary, as if she's constantly looking for guidance from above. No one knows which is true, but it's fascinating to see how much meaning people have attached to something as small as where her eyes go. Things really took a sharp turn, though, when she started commenting on national issues. During one event, Erika was asked whether she'd ever consider a future in public service. Instead of giving a straightforward answer, she hinted that she believes in service beyond titles. That one phrase set social media ablaze. Within hours, hashtags like Erika2028 started trending. Her supporters claimed she has the poise, intelligence, and moral conviction to step into leadership. Critics, meanwhile, warned that this was a dangerous moment, that grief shouldn't be turned into power. Either way, people are now watching her every step as if she's already running for something. And here's where things get even messier, why insiders say that JD Vance's team was not thrilled by that speculation. They've worked hard to keep his own political image steady, and now he's being linked to someone whose public persona has become unpredictable. It's led to whispers about quiet tension between their teams, even though both have publicly denied any issues. But the timing of Erika's statements, the viral clips, and her mysterious pauses have all made that denial hard to believe. Still, what's undeniable is how skilled Erika has become at commanding attention. She may not say much, but when she does speak, people listen. Her interviews draw millions of views, even when she's just talking about faith, resilience, or the meaning of purpose.
You're relying on the government to support you instead of being united with the husband where you can support yourself and your husband can support, and you can guys all combine together. But I just find it so ironic and so interesting that a heavy percentage of the individuals that voted for him were female.
Some see that as authentic, the mark of someone trying to rise above the noise. Others think it's strategic, the making of a media personality who knows exactly how to keep her name in the headlines. Either way, she's mastered the art of staying relevant. But let's not forget, this entire saga began with heartbreak. It's been less than 2 years since Charlie Kirk's tragic passing, and yet his legacy is still shadowing every move Erika makes. Some of his former allies have quietly distanced themselves, while others remain loyal, convinced that she's continuing his mission. Still, the eerie silence from certain figures close to the Kirk family has only deepened the mystery. Why hasn't anyone come forward to clarify the rumors? Why are so many insiders staying quiet? Every new interview, every speech, every unexplained glance upward adds another layer to the puzzle, and maybe that's the point. Maybe Erika Kirk has learned that mystery keeps people watching. Maybe she understands that in today's world, silence can be louder than words. As of now, her latest appearance has people speculating that she might be planning something big, a book, a foundation, or maybe even a new movement centered around her husband's ideals. Whatever it turns out to be, one thing's certain, Erika Kirk isn't fading from the spotlight anytime soon. In fact, she might just be entering a brand new phase of her story, one where she controls the narrative entirely. From viral interviews to online memes, from sympathy to suspicion, Erika has managed to turn a media storm into a masterclass in public control. And as people keep asking what she's looking at, maybe the real question is, what's she looking toward? The future seems to be staring right back at her, and the whole world is watching to see what she'll do next. Then came Erika's most confusing statement yet, the one that had the entire internet doing a double take. She was talking about mayors and local politics, but somehow her words took a wild turn. She said something about women looking at the government as replacements for relationships, and everyone collectively went, wait, what?
Programming note to bring you, Erika Kirk, widow to slain Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, will be on CBS News talking with CBS News editor-in-chief Barry Weiss about the murder of her husband, Charlie Kirk. Erika Kirk will speak about what she sees as rising political violence in the United States, the future of the right, and her faith. It'll be in a 1-hour town hall meeting. You can watch that live on CBS Saturday, December.
The clip instantly went viral. Social media users couldn't stop quoting her. "I don't need a boyfriend, girl. I've got the DMV," one person joked. Another wrote, "Forget dating apps. I've got the Department of Transportation. The internet was in hysterics." But beneath all the memes, there was also confusion. What was she really trying to say? Critics called the comment ridiculous and said it made no sense, but some tried to decode it, claiming Erika was actually trying to express a deeper idea, that in today's world, many women have found independence outside of traditional relationships. One commentator summed it up like this: she might have meant that modern systems provide women with opportunities and security that in the past often depended on marriage. Still, the way she phrased it, totally off the rails. And here's where people got divided again. Some said she was just clumsy with her words, while others believed she was revealing her true mindset. But really, shouldn't society celebrate women being able to stand on their own 2 feet without needing financial support from a partner you can love, marry, and have a family? But it shouldn't be the only path to fulfillment. Still, with Erika Kirk, even the simplest message turns into a headline that keeps everyone talking. After that bizarre DMV moment, it became clear that Erika Kirk had officially entered her most unpredictable public phase yet. Every time she opens her mouth lately, it feels like the internet braces itself, not for wisdom, but for whatever curveball is coming next. Still, despite all the head scratching, one thing is obvious. She knows how to stay in the spotlight even when half the world is wondering what on earth she's talking about. People started noticing that her interviews now follow a strange pattern. She begins with strong, confident energy, talks about faith or purpose, then suddenly veers off into odd analogies that leave everyone confused. One minute she's discussing moral leadership, and the next she's comparing marriage to government departments. It's like she's mixing personal philosophies with political commentary, and somehow it keeps going viral every single time. A major turning point came when Erika appeared on a live stream panel about women in leadership. Viewers expected an empowering conversation. Instead, she delivered another rambling statement that no one could quite unpack. She said something like, "Our purpose doesn't depend on titles, it depends on alignment." The audience applauded politely, but the comment section exploded. People were asking, alignment with what? The stars? The brand deals? The memes practically wrote themselves. Yet, even with all the jokes, some people insist that Erika's misunderstood. Her supporters say she's speaking in metaphors, that she's trying to blend faith, independence, and identity in a poetic way that just doesn't always land right. They point out that English isn't her emotional language, meaning she often expresses herself more spiritually than literally. And while critics mock her phrasing, her fans call it soul talk. Either way, the public's fascination with her only grows. But there's a new layer to this story, Erika's changing image. Since her husband's passing, she's gone from being seen as a quiet partner to becoming a polished public figure. She's rebranded herself through sleek outfits, carefully staged photos, and cryptic captions about destiny and renewal. Some see this as confidence, others call it calculated. Every photo she posts gets dissected, and from her expressions to the color of her dress. Even her accessories have turned into clues for online investigators trying to read hidden meanings, and let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Erika's sudden closeness with certain political and media insiders. Rumors suggest she's been attending private dinners and conferences alongside major figures in media, business, and faith circles. These aren't random meetups. They're high-profile gatherings where deals are made, alliances are formed, and futures are shaped. So now people are asking, is she just networking or positioning herself for something much bigger? During one of her most recent interviews, Erika was asked point blank if she plans to run for office one day. Her response sent shockwaves. "I believe service comes in many forms. Titles don't define purpose." That's not a yes, but it's definitely not a no. Within hours, Erika for office was trending on X. Some fans called her the new voice for conservative women, while others rolled their eyes saying, "She can't finish a sentence. How could she finish a campaign?" Either way, she's being talked about non-stop. Meanwhile, clips of her looking upward, that strange signature gesture, continue to spark endless theories. Some psychologists say it could be a grounding habit from stress, while others claim it's intentional, designed to appear thoughtful and visionary. But now a few body language experts have started pointing out something more interesting. Erika rarely looks at her interviewers. Instead, she speaks as if she's addressing someone unseen, someone beyond the room. That eerie detail has fueled speculation that her public persona is less spontaneous than people think, maybe even rehearsed. Her connection to JD Vance hasn't cooled either. Even though both try to downplay it, their names keep surfacing together in political circles and press coverage. Every shared stage, every polite exchange turns into a headline. Insiders claim JD's team is growing uneasy with the constant attention, while Erika seems perfectly comfortable letting the whispers swirl. It's almost like she understands that mystery keeps her relevant. And yet, in rare moments, you catch flashes of something real beneath the performance, like when she briefly mentioned her late husband in passing and her voice cracked for just a second. That vulnerability, though fleeting, reminded everyone of the woman behind the headlines. Maybe that's why people can't look away, because beneath all the strange quotes and viral clips, there's still a story of loss, resilience, and the search for identity in a world that never stops watching. For now, Erika Kirk stands at a crossroads, adored by some, questioned by many, and endlessly discussed by everyone. Her words confuse, her gestures puzzle, and her silence speaks louder than entire press conferences. Whether she's building a brand, chasing redemption, or quietly planning her next move, one thing's certain: the fascination isn't fading. If anything, it's only just beginning. There's not just one path to happiness, and that's exactly what makes this whole Erika Kirk situation so wild. Because every time she speaks, she tries to convince the world that her version of fulfillment is the only valid one. The latest backlash started after she made that confusing comment about women, marriage, and government replacements, but it didn't stop there. She's now doubling down, giving speeches and interviews that seem designed to spark outrage. Her critics are exhausted, saying it's like she's trying to rewrite what it means to be a woman in modern America, but in the most backward way possible. And honestly, they have a point. Because at this stage, it's not even about politics, it's about perspective. People are asking, why does she think everyone needs to live the same life she's describing? That's where the comparisons started rolling in. Fans online immediately began bringing up examples of powerful, independent women who've built incredible lives on their own terms. The top of that list? Oprah Winfrey. People said, look at Oprah. She built an empire worth billions. She's not married. She's surrounded by love, success, and peace. She's living proof that there's more than one version of happiness. And honestly, they're right. Oprah made her own blueprint. She didn't need permission from anyone, and she certainly didn't need a government department to feel fulfilled. The contrast between that and what Erika's been saying couldn't be sharper. Because while Oprah's story inspires independence, Erika's interviews almost sound like lectures. Every time she goes live, she talks about structure, family order, divine design, all while avoiding her own contradictions. The internet notices too. Comment sections are filled with lines like, "Girl, pick a lane," and "How are you preaching about order when your own life's in chaos?" It's harsh, but it's also the reality of being a public figure in this digital age. Every slip-up becomes a soundbite. But the real shocker? CBS just announced that they're giving Erika Kirk her very own hour-long special. That's right, an entire primetime feature hosted by journalist Barry Weiss, set to explore her faith, leadership, and message to women. And the internet exploded. People can't tell if it's a genuine opportunity or the beginning of a televised train wreck. Some are calling it the most unexpected booking of the year, while others think CBS is chasing controversy for ratings. Either way, this is huge. Memes started flooding social media within hours of the announcement. One viral tweet joked, "Can't wait for Erika Kirk to look at the ceiling for 60 minutes straight." Another read, "CBS presents The Word Salad Hour, hosted by confusion and sponsored by chaos." Even mainstream commentators admitted they were stunned. After everything that's happened, the awkward interviews, the viral confusion, the strange analogies, CBS choosing now to spotlight her feels like a bold gamble. And if that wasn't enough, reports claim that longtime CBS anchor Maurice Dubois has quietly stepped away from the network. Fans are connecting the dots, wondering if this shift has anything to do with CBS trying to reshape its image. It's a dramatic shakeup, one that has left viewers asking whether the network's chasing serious journalism or just viral moments. Still, love her or not, Erika's name is pulling attention. That's the part everyone seems to agree on. She trends every time she speaks, and her clips rack up millions of views across platforms. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe she's not confused at all. Maybe she's mastering the art of keeping people talking. Because let's face it, the internet doesn't reward clarity anymore. It rewards chaos, and Erika might have just figured that out. The idea of her sitting across from Barry Weiss on national television is enough to make social media melt down all over again. Viewers will tune in, some out of curiosity, others just waiting for the next viral moment, and no matter how the special turns out, inspiring or awkward, one thing is guaranteed: it'll dominate the headlines the next morning. So where does this leave us? In a world where even the strangest soundbite can turn into a career-defining opportunity, Erika Kirk started as the grieving widow of a political figure, but she's transformed into a lightning rod for conversation. Part preacher, part influencer, part mystery. Whether she's making sense or making waves, she knows one thing for sure: people are still watching. And that's the real story here. Love her, doubt her, meme her, she wins either way. Because in this new age of media, attention is the ultimate power, and Erika has plenty of it. So if you've been following this wild ride, get ready for what's next. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think CBS made a smart move or a huge mistake? Hit that like button, subscribe for more shocking breakdowns, share this video with a friend who needs the tea, and I'll see you on the next one.